What is up, guys? Wild Air right here. Got some more Madden 21 gameplay, this time in MUT. So you see I made some upgrades to my team there. I got Lamar, Jackson, Myles Garrett. Just some updates on what I've been doing. I've been trying to get my Madden 21 Intro to the Air Raid series out. I was hoping to have that first video out this week, but it's looking more like this weekend or possibly next week. It's taking longer than I expected, and some other things came up in life that I had to deal with. And I had my Super Bowl this past week for my final season in Madden 20 in a CFM. Wound up winning that. It's like 49-10. It was kind of anticlimactic. It was Texans versus Lions. Then the conference championship game, though, Texans versus Dolphins, was a really good game. It wound up going to overtime, 35-35. I drove down the field late in the fourth quarter to tie it up. I scored with only a couple seconds left to make it to tie the game up. Watson hit the tight end on a wide corner route in the back of the end zone, and he came down with it. Then I won the coin toss in overtime, drove down the field, and on the 4th and inches play, I decided to hand it off. The running back broke a tackle and ran into the end zone. That was a really intense game. So yeah, let's get into this game now. There he's going to run the ball. Fullback gets a really good block there, and Terrell makes a great open field tackle. It just stands the running back up. That's a really hard ask for a cornerback to tackle a running back out there in open field and just stop him on the spot, but he managed to do it. Here he's going to run it inside zone. And he had both the A and B gap wide open there because the block from his center. His center just completely neutralized Donald and pushed him off the right, but he chose the wrong gap, and my user shot it and stopped him for a loss there. It's 3rd and 1. Here goes play action here, and I wasn't able to set a spy, and my flat defender comes down to try and stop Lamar scrambling, leaving the guy open in the flat. It happens. Here he's just going to run up the middle, and again, we had a lot of problems with the A gap. They're just not filling the A gap. Blitzing linebacker is supposed to fill the A gap, doesn't. And my nose tackle wouldn't go over and close up the A gap either. Mills saved the got the touchdown saving tackle on the previous play, but then he throws in traffic with McCaffrey, and McCaffrey seems to do a really good job of holding on to the ball this game for him. There, first play of the game, I'm going to check to mesh, and Anderson does a really good job of going up and catching that jump ball pass. Lamar didn't do a good job of placing here. I saw he's in cover 3. And I was hoping it's cover 3 and not cover 3 match, is why I went to 4 verticals to try and burn him deep. But it's cover 3 match, and he beats me with a user pass rush there. So I get flushed out of the pocket and have to buy some time and hit Smith out there. The play would have eventually got an open with Smith. It's just I didn't have any time with the way that user pass rush went. So here I'm going to check the mesh again. You know, you want to run mesh until they stop it. Here I'm just going to hit Andre Johnson on the mesh route. His user misses, and don't know who it was who bodied my receiver Anderson there, but he just completely knocked him over. We didn't make the tackle, so I guess Anderson kind of did his job, getting knocked over on his butt. Here I was trying to make adjustments and I get sucked into animation, and he's running double slants again. Everyone's favorite play in online. Here we're going to run some quarters. He's going to run a jet touch pass, and Savage makes a great tackle there. Plays contained, stops him from getting to the outside and only holds him to 3. Here Smith, he's just not fast enough. He gets out leveraged to the flat there. It's kind of a hard ask. He's a 3-4 pass rushing outside linebacker. Yeah, I'm asking him to do kind of more than what's his job there. It's not entirely his fault. I guess being slow is kind of his fault. Still though, he still doesn't have great coverage stats. There hits Gronkowski in the flat. Here he's going to pitch the ball out to his running back and try and get something. And Smith kind of makes up for getting beat there. Out leveraged to the flat on that play. Here he's going to run QB draw with Lamar, and he gets stuffed. So here 1:23 left. He's going to kick a field goal. Alright, so 1:20 left. Got to drive down the field and get some points on the board. Going to go back to mesh again. We're just going to hit lock it on the mesh route. We don't get much of a gain of 2. Go no huddle here. I'm going to check to 4 verts out of empty again. Run that. This time it looks like he either adjusted someone to flats or he's in cover 3 and not cover 3 match. Definitely put his guys in flats because he had the free release up the seam. And Cam Akers was wide open. Here I'm going to go H shallow actually. I'm going to try and get a shot and get in closer to the end zone here, but the ball gets knocked out. Great defense there. 24 recovered and knocked the ball out. We're going to run Y cross. Again, you see he just blows through my my left tackle there, and I'm flushed out of the pocket immediately. I don't have time to let routes develop. Have to buy time with Lamar and improvise there. Now down near the goal line, 9 seconds left. And got a timeout, so we can still afford to run the ball or get tackled outside of the end zone. We don't have a lot of time. We're going to run a slip screen here, and Cam Akers just jumps into the end zone. 4 seconds left. Now we're up 14-10. Akers doing a little dance move there. He's just going to run out the clock here. 1 second left. He's not going to try and do anything fancy. So starting the second half, I'm going to come out here with my split backfield with shovel option. I'm able to run that now because I got Akers and upgraded. I don't just have Adrian Peterson out there as my sole running back. I get a really good gain off of that shovel pass there. Here, going to run some tempo, go to mesh post out of the split back set. Here, post route's wide open. He gets a shoestring tackle, otherwise it would have been a touchdown. Going to go no huddle again. Going to go back to shovel pass and going to hit Akers again for the touchdown. So now 20-10. He starts seeing the writing on the wall here and decides to quit out. That's pretty much that game. 90% from Lamar, 227 yards, 3 touchdowns. You briefly see the passing stats there. He's 10 of 11. See that briefly pop up on the screen. So on to the next game. He's got Byron Jones. He's a really good cornerback. Here you see my top 3. Here, first play of the game. Run Y shallow against man. Don't really have anyone open, so I'm going to get out and try with scramble with Lamar, but he's got contained on me and gets pressure, and I throw the pick. He's not the guy you want to throw that into tight contested catches with, not against Jones there. I didn't realize that was Jones at the time. He's got abilities on him, not who you want to be throwing against. Makes a good read there, just throws the hitch route. Thought this guy did okay with his reads at points. There are other points I don't know what he was seeing. There, I'm not sure what he saw. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, everyone's favorite play, double slants. And he throws an interception off of it. I don't know what he saw there. This guy's kind of hot and cold with his reads. There's some plays I think he had good plays calls and made the right read. Other times he's blind as a bat. Here I'm going to check the favorite play of it again, mesh. Run mesh until they stop it. Here, throw the out route. Anderson makes a great catch. I'm getting tired of him. He keeps sitting in man coverage, so I'm going to go with this cluster set with 10 personnel. Hit Johnson there. And that play is kind of built off of the drive concept, which is also an inverted shallow. There you see in my audibles I have a drive play. You see how Johnson runs that whip route. He looks like he's running the shallow on drive, then he whips back out in space. There, I've got him out of man coverage now and hit Anderson on the mesh route. And his user makes a terrible tackle attempt. But then again, that guy makes a shoestring tackle and saves a touchdown. Run tempo here, but unfortunately chew clock kind of screws us over and I'm forced to take a timeout. So first and goal, I'm going to run in read option here. The end dives, Lamar keeps. Touchdown. Lamar shows off his dance moves there. So now he's going to have to answer. He motions the guy in there. Yeah, he's running some weird crossing route. I don't know. This is another one of his terrible reads. I don't know what he's seeing there. He didn't have the guy beat deep. He didn't have leverage or position there. That's just a complete jump ball. The guy who's taller than Tyreek Hill. Yeah, we got everyone locked up. He's got nowhere to go with the football and throws an interception. Here we got a play action Y cross concept. Here I thought I was going to be able to get my running back out in the backfield against man coverage because the guy who was covering him was coming from the opposite side of the field, but my running back had to run around my right tackle there. Got pushed back kind of far, and that allowed the guy covering him to catch up. And just hit Andre Johnson underneath. Run after the catch. I'm back in my 10 personnel cluster sets because he's back to man coverage again. Here I'm going to just check the Y stick. And I'm going to do a low pass and possession catch it to the hitch route. It's kind of what you want to do against man coverage. Hitch routes work well. Any route that rub routes work well. Routes with double moves work pretty well. Mesh routes, they've got the rub routes as well. Here, this play I'm going to run is a mesh, or not mesh, it's a Z-spot shake, which is pretty much a Y corner, except instead of the receiver sitting in space there on the snag route, he's going to run a little shake route and get open against man. And you see we got the other route that's built off of drive, and this is built off of Y corner. That's really what you have in the air raid. You got a few core concepts and a few variations of plays built off those core concepts for when they try and overcorrect to stop them. Here Myles Garrett just gets a sack and he has no one open. He's back to running double slants again. Here he makes a really good read. It's a good play design. I'm running cover 6 invert, or not cover 6 invert, that's cover 6, where I've got the cover 2 sink on that side of the field. So the corner went initially with that guy, but then number 2 released the flat, so he came back down to cover number 2, which is his assignment there, and that left the curl route wide open. He tries to squeeze the ball in there on the spot route there and doesn't get it. There, I don't like that. Mills, the 3-rec hook should not be over there. He needs to be over where he can cover the tight end. You give up a completion there because my game wants to screw me over with their weird ass alignments. There he gets sacked. He's running play action. He doesn't have anyone open. Hill might be open there, but if he didn't run that streak up there with the, I think that's Gronk. That might be McCaffrey. I think that's McCaffrey. I can't really tell. I think Gronk has an arm sleeve, and he's going to quit out. So here's my team. I got it up to an 83 overall, which isn't good enough to play on an equal field with some of the God squads, but against most teams it's good enough to hold its own. And I win most of my games with it, so it's good enough. So at quarterback we got Lamar Jackson, probably the biggest difference maker in the game. He's got escape artist, dashing deadeye, and safety valve, 89 speed, solid throwing stats. Probably the hardest card to defend against when you're on defense. And after that first game, I got frustrated with how my tackles were handling the user pass rush, so I made some upgrades there. I bought Laramie Tunsil off the auction block and got Trent Williams from the Ultimate Kickoff Solos. Williams is playing right tackle mainly because he has better run blocking stats, and when I run things like sweeps and outside zones, it's mostly going to be to the right side. So that's why he's there, instead of not much reason beyond that. Zach Martin, I just upgraded him after that second game. Receiver, Andre Johnson plays my X receiver. He's a really good possession receiver with pretty solid speed, 86 speed. It's not high end, but it's good enough to beat some of the slower guys deep and make some plays after the catch. Lockett, he's my slot receiver. He plays the H position. Really good speed, 88 speed, pretty shifty in space, decent catching stats. Anderson plays my Z receiver. He's kind of this vertical threat type of guy. 89 speed, decent catching stats, decent route running, and 6'3", which is really good on the outside. Andre Johnson's also 6'3", which is really what I like seeing on the outside. Tyler Lockett's 5'10", he plays slot. And Justin Jefferson, he'll play the Y spot and 10 personnel. 88 speed, 6'1", not as tall as the other guys, but 6'1's pretty tall still. Especially inside guys, you don't need as much height there. Except maybe if you're a tight end trying to throw over the middle to him, which is why I still run a lot of 11 personnel. All around pretty solid stats. Larry doesn't really see the field for me anymore outside of special teams. He's just too slow. Tight end, we got Jonnu Smith. 85 speed, which is really all you have to say for him. I think he's still the fastest tight end in the game at this point. Akers, probably the best back for the price. I bought him for like 40K a week or two ago. 88 speed, really good acceleration. All around pretty good stats. Not that great at breaking tackles or running over people. Peterson, 86 speed, not 85 speed acceleration, which isn't good. His speed's okay, the acceleration's not. He's pretty good at breaking tackles. I use him as my number 2 back in split back sets, and he'll be my goal line and power running back. You got Edwards-Helaire, 83 speed, 86 acceleration. He'll be better later on in the year, I think, if he gets some upgrades. 84 change of direction, which is better than both Akers and Peterson. And fullback Colin Gillespie. I don't really use my fullback. Got running a lot at free safety. He needs to be upgraded pretty soon. 85 speed, he's getting beat deep, sets points by receivers in 1v1 coverage. He gets isolated. He's just not fast enough to hang with him. Savage is fast enough to hang with him, but he doesn't have the coverage stats to play deep, which is why I don't trust him as much. I prefer him more at playing as the box defender and as the extra nickel. He needs to be upgraded. He does a good job of, I guess, matching people when he needs to going deep, but he'll get out leveraged to the flat, which is why I want to upgrade him. Same with Preston Smith, 75 speed, he gets out leveraged to the flat. Brendan Scarlett, 76 speed, he gets out leveraged to the flat too much. Mills plays linebacker in nickel sets. Smith plays in 3-4. He doesn't actually play that much. Patrick Queen plays more whenever I'm facing Lamar, and Queen will be the spy. Terrell and Waynes, they're both pretty solid cornerbacks. Both have 90 speed. Coverage stats are good enough at this point. Both over 6 feet tall too, which is good. They can kind of help defend against some of those jump balls. Williams, I have a love-hate relationship with Williams. He's not fast, he'll get beat deep at points. And I have him playing at safety more than corner now, especially in things like big nickel. His man coverage stats are great, his zone coverage stats are good. He's got a good jump, good play recognition, which I don't know how much that actually matters. Basic speed, he's just getting beat deep, same with Ronnie Lott. And if the ball's thrown near him, he can make a play, but other times he'll just let people run by him and not move fast enough to catch up. Myles Garrett's probably the best player on my defense. He's got edge threat, D-tackle. Neither of these guys are that great. They're okay. They're good enough to hold down the spot, but they're not going to be blowing up many runs in the backfield. Aaron Donald's got really good stats. 75 speed, 83 acceleration, 91 strength, which is very good. Great block shedding, power moves, and finesse moves. Special teams. Punter. I didn't know who my punter was before I looked. I don't use him. Crosby. He's a pretty solid kicker for this point in the year. Long snapper, I don't know if this position even matters who you have there. Patterson's return man. Lockett, I kind of want to get him off the special teams just so he's not tired on the first snap of the game. He's out there He's out there returning kicks. Specialists, pretty much people you've all seen before. Donald plays D-tackle, Youngblood plays end. Mills, I don't think I went over him. He's got okay speed, 6'1", and he changes direction better than some of the linebackers. This is why I like him there. He's okay as a user. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Team strategy. Brian, I kind of want him gone. Don't like any of these. We'll just go leave a Brian there for now. Jerseys, stadium, offense Cardinals, defenses Dolphins. Team officials, I've got nothing there. So, yeah. Peace.